So for me, and my story, it goes right back. I want to go right back to the beginning for me. So my mum was brought up Catholic, but she gave her life to Jesus as she got older. And when I was about 5 years old, she introduced me and my brother to who Jesus was, and I remember it, and I remember having the Bible next to us, and Mum said, "Do you want to accept Jesus into your heart?" And I remember saying yes, even at such a young age. So for me, it goes right back to then. And then as life went on, just different things happening at school, bullying, all the kind of stuff that different children experience growing up. And towards the end of school, I was just questioning life and the meaning of it. And I have a really dear friend who's still my friend today, called Shabana. And I remember her looking out for me, and we always used to talk quite deeply about things. And I was really interested in the Muslim culture. I was really interested in the way they represent their faith and how they're not ashamed of it. And I did think I was going to convert to Islam at one point, based on that alone, just the fact that they believed in God, I believed in God, and I thought, well, I want to be part of something that stands up for their faith and is not ashamed of it. But she really encouraged me to seek God for myself. She really said, "Jess, I don't think this is right. I think you need to find God for yourself, and not just because other people are doing following this religion." So when I left school, I was like, oh my goodness, like the routine's gone. Who am I? I just thought there's got to be more to life than going to school and then going to work for the rest of your life. I remember smoking in my back garden. I used to do that in and out. It was secretly, and just looking up at the sky and thinking, what's it all about? I remember it so well. I could just looking up at the stars and thinking, what is it all about? And I know God spoke to me, because God speaks to me like this all the way through my life up until now. And I know that it was God saying, you need to go to a church. I didn't really understand about listening to God or hearing from God at the time, but I knew it was God speaking to me, saying you need to go to church. And I went down and I said to my mum and dad that I really want to go to church on Sunday. And my mum said that my Auntie Kath goes to a church called the Sanctuary, and it's a lively church. So I was like, well, can we go Sunday? So my mum agreed, and she took me on the following Sunday to church. And when I walked into the building, I knew right there that I met the God that I've been searching for, that I've loved and worshipped without knowing who he was properly. But as I walked in and saw all the people worshipping and encountering God, that's where I knew I was meant to be. Oh gosh, it takes me right back to that moment. And I remember just crying, because I am an emotional person. Even to this day, I am the same. I'm still emotional. But when I met Jesus personally, that was just incredible. A 16-year-old girl who knew there was something all the way through her life. I knew about Jesus. But when the Holy Spirit came into my life, that's where it all turned around for me. Just that God cares so much about people's lives that he sent his Holy Spirit to mold us, to guide us, to shape us, to transform us, to transform our hearts and our minds. That he cares that much that he sends us the Holy Spirit to to meet with us personally. It just blew my mind. Yeah, and that was just the beginning. When someone came over to me because they saw that I was moved and crying, they came over to me and said, "Do you want to accept Jesus into your life?" I was like, yeah, I want Jesus in my life, not just my heart, not just when I was that 5-year-old girl, in my heart, into my life, and that was what I was really seeking.
Thanks for watching this video. If you've been affected by anything that's been said through this testimony, please go to our website so that we can connect with you. Thank you.